parts are gradually starting to come out for the 2025 Ram 1500s. I recently purchased a J&L Oil Separator, or catch can that it's commonly called, from $797 Performance for my 2025 Ram 1500 Limited. Now I know this is one of those topics that's kind of, I guess you could say it's controversial. Some people say catch cans are a waste. Some people say they're not. I've been doing performance cars for a while, and it just seems like it can't hurt. I've ran catch cans on Mustangs and other vehicles, and I don't think it's hurting anything. It may not be helping, but there is some residue, and for no more than it costs, I don't think it's a bad investment. So if you're one of those that don't like them, sorry, not trying to offend you. It's just something I thought it can't hurt. So I'll start we'll do the unboxing and see what's inside the box they sent us. Just start by showing you part numbers and pertinent information that's on the box, which looks like that's about it. So, as I expected, not a lot in the unboxing of the catch can. So, here's the actual catch can and the hoses. Looks like the mounting bracket, some instructions and some stickers. And here's everything out of the box. Some stickers, QR code with installation video and instructions, some advertising material, the mounting bracket, the catch can, hoses, and the box that it came in. So now we'll start working on the install on the truck. All right, the tools that you're going to need to install the catch can, just 3 of them. You need a 13 millimeter socket with a long extension to get the nut off of the back of the engine cover so you can remove it. You need a deep 16 millimeter socket to remove the ball stud nut that also holds on the intake cover, and that's used when you're actually mounting the catch can to the vehicle. And then you'll need a Phillips screwdriver, which you use to attach the mounting bracket to the top of the catch can. So 3 tools: 13 millimeter with a long extension, 16 millimeter deep well socket, and a Phillips screwdriver. So normally when I'm working on the 25, I disconnect the battery, both batteries, just because these things are horrible about throwing codes and check engine lights. But with this install, we're not touching any map sensors, we're not touching anything electronic, it's just hoses. So I'm going to try to install the catch can without actually disconnecting the batteries, and we'll see how it goes. Now, the first thing that we have to do is remove the intake cover, and it's just a 13 millimeter socket in the back. Use my ratchet with the extension on it, so we'll pull this off real quick. Okay, not to overindulge or insult anybody, I always like to get as much detail as possible, but the 13 millimeter bolt holding on the air intake cover in the back has now been removed, and all you do is you simply pull up on the front and then pull towards you, and the cover will come right off. All right, next we gotta locate and find the PCV PCV line, which if you look, it's this little horseshoe shaped line there. It's got two connectors, one on either end. You've got the white one, which you just simply, you push in on the one, let me get the camera, one spot here, and you pull out. It'll be tight, but it'll pull out. And then this other connector has two little red tabs, one on each side, that you have to push in and then pull out. Let's see. All right, now this white one is really on there and takes a good amount of force. So again, I'm pushing in on the tab and I'm gonna pull hard and it comes off. The red is easier. You just push in on each of the red tabs and pull up and she comes right off. This is what it looks like when it's loose. Not really sure why the white one's so hard, but it took some force to get it off. Okay, now we're going to prep the can for installation. But first, before we start prepping, I just want to show you guys what the actual inside of the separator looks like. I mean, it's a can, but just in case you're curious what's on the inside. Just empty can there, but here you can see the filter that they have in the underneath. So catch cans are pretty simple, there's not a lot to them. So now we need to actually attach the mounting bracket to the oil separator and get it ready for install. It's easier to do it out here than it is once you get it in the truck. Just two Phillips screws screwed into the top. Alright, now I've got the mounting bracket installed by securing it with the two Phillips screws. Now we're ready to go to the next step and almost ready to put it on the truck. Alright, now we got a prep for the actual oil separator can. Now where we mount the oil separator is right on the ball stud here that holds the engine cover on that we just took off in the first step. Now for this, it's a 16 millimeter and it's best that you use a deep socket to get around this whole top part of the ball stud. You can finagle a regular socket, but it's best just to use a 16 millimeter deep well socket. We'll pull that off. All right, the ball stud is off. All right, now we're going to start actually feeding the lines of the oil separator and get this thing mounted. You want to make sure the hole's on the right. It's going to go underneath this metal coolant line, and then if you can see here, these two other lines here, we want to go underneath, and we're just trying to get back to that PCV connection, the white one that we took off earlier. So we're going to route that under and under the other two hoses. And once we get that started, so we're going to do the same thing with this line. We're going to go under the metal bracket and start working back towards our PCV connections. Once we got the hoses somewhat started, we can put this ball stop back on that we took off a few minutes ago with a 16 millimeter deep well socket. And again, I'm not for sure the torque specs on this. I'm just going to get it nice and snug because I don't want to strip anything out. So there, that's nice and installed. All right, now we're ready to make the connections. All right, now we got the catch can mounted, the hoses routed, and we're ready to connect. Now, on the hoses, the one that goes to the front of the catch can is the one you'll connect into the white PCV valve that we took off earlier. The one that runs, I guess, closest to the firewall, that's the one that you'll connect to the black connector. Now, when these hoses aren't going to line up exactly, you just want to make sure you don't want to twist the hose and kink it. The end of these actually swivel, so if you hold with one hand, it'll actually swivel. That way you're not kinking up your hose. And it's kind of tight. There we go, finally. All right, so again, the hose end swivels. Swivel the connector and don't twist the hose. So we're going to push on the white one first until we hear it click. All right, it's on. And again, this hose is the one that runs to the front of the catch can, closest to your fan and your radiator. All right, same thing for this one. See how it's not lined up good? So I'm gonna hold it and I'm gonna twist so that it's lining up and not gonna kink up. And you may have to, you may have to move the catch can back and forth just to get some length or shorten your hoses. I've had to do that to get it. That's why you don't want to tighten this down completely in the beginning. All right, so now I got everything lined up. I'm gonna push this down until I hear the click. All right, there's the click. She's on, and I'm also gonna check to feel and make sure there's no actual kinks in the hose. So now everything's installed. I'm not really crazy about that look. May have to dress that up some. But so now our hoses are installed, and we can start putting the engine cover back together. Okay, the catch can's installed now. Doesn't look bad. And they come in two colors. You can either get them in aluminum or black. I just thought the black would look better because I don't really have any aluminum anywhere else, but it's actually kind of hidden. You don't even really notice it. And overall, it's a pretty simple install. It doesn't get much easier than this. So pretty much anybody, you should be able to do it. All right, now that we got the catch can installed, let's start her up, see if she throws any codes or has any issues. So far, so good. No check engine lights, no other sort of lights or messages. Seems to be idling just fine. So we'll see how it goes. Now, the normal, what J&L says the normal catch rate is an ounce every 1,000 miles, but it will vary drastically depending on the area you live in, the climate, the way you drive the vehicle, but they recommend every 1,000 miles just checking and seeing how much it's collected. So hopefully everything goes good, and simple install. I recommend it. What's it gonna hurt?